Yes, guys.
Yeah. Welcome to another day. Happy podcast day.
Happy podcast
How
day,
you
bro.
doing?
All good, bro.
As
all
always.
good. Cheers.
As always, the tradition must continue.
Yes.
How you feeling?
Pretty good, bro.
Nice one, bro.
Pretty good. Yes.
Welcome to the Black Star Reflections,
Black Star Reflections podcast, episode number 3.
Number 3.
My name is Cyril.
My name is Reggie.
Uh-huh.
and as always, we like to dive into things. As always, as you guys well know. Yeah, it's a different week. A lot of things have happened. We've been through Olympics.
Things. Yeah, we've been through the Olympics.
We've been through riots.
Lots of interesting stuff happening.
It's been amazing in the UK, to be honest. I'd like to start with the riots for some reason.
Yeah, let's go into it.
I can. You
have a lot on your chest. It looks like
what I mean? Yeah. I like to go with the riots, definitely.
Let's go.
A lot of things has happened. We had some riots happening in the UK. A few things that I want to point out. As we started this podcast, we did say that it's all about love on this podcast.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So we don't really like to talk about the other bit of love, which is the word hate anyway. But I think hate, this whole riots we had in the UK derived from hate for some reason. So I'd like to talk about it, and I want to know your take on it as well. And then, of course, the viewers.
Yeah.
If you guys want to put in the comments anything that you think on this same topic. So, far rights. Apparently they're called what? The English Defense League or something.
Yeah,
EDL.
Yeah.
What happened? So, little beautiful children having what was it called? A Taylor Swift dance themed event happening in Southport, and then obviously a bloke went in there and attacked them. Unfortunately, bless their souls, we lost 3 little beautiful kids.
Yeah, R.I.P.
R.I.P. to them, and a few injured. Yeah. And the teachers as well were injured, from what I heard. It's horrible. Yeah, it's horrendous. It's appalling. We shouldn't be having these situations here. However, the far right guys went in there and propagated this story that this guy is Muslim.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I think it's just obvious that there's some pent up frustration, and that people are looking for the opportunity to express these types of hateful sentiments against certain groups of people. And this unfortunate event, as you mentioned, with the kids, brought out that ugly side of the UK, or let's say England, whatever. But yes, unfortunate, and it's just unfortunate that people use that, to wage a campaign against immigrants, against Muslims, against people from certain parts of the world. Right. We would think that we're in a first world country. We're in a first world country. We're in the 21st century. Yeah. We're supposed to be beacons of civilization, and then all of this stuff is happening. But I think, as besides the EDL and whoever other forces behind the riots, there's also, I think the media might have also played a role.
Oh, definitely.
In this, because
definitely.
Yeah, can you give me your thoughts on that?
Definitely. I mean, from the onset, when I read the news, I quite remember I was at work, and it was just a flash. So there's been a terrorist attack. That's how it was branded initially, that it was a terrorist attack. Okay. We live in a world where we've always been brain drained in a way that terrorists are from Middle East. isn't it? Where they are actually Muslims, from what we've known. Well, from me, for example, while I was growing up in 2001, 2002, when the twin towers were attacked.
Yeah,
I've always seen a terrorist as someone with a long beard, in somewhere concocting plans to just, sort of cause riots or terror within civilized people. So when I saw the news headline which said terrorist attack in a children's house, I was a bit saddened, to be honest, because they confirmed immediately one was dead, and then eventually 2 died, I think. And I thought, man, it could be my little girl.
Yeah.
Know? So I was a bit worried, and then I think people on the social media start to go that it's Muslims, I eventually found out this guy wasn't Muslim.
Yeah.
And he wasn't someone seeking asylum either. So it was horrible to read initially on the social media. You did say media played a role. Yes, it did. But social media played the majority of the role. Because people kept on putting out there that this guy's Muslim, he's an asylum seeker, just got out of the hotel and did this and did that. And I'm thinking, oh, and that's horrible then. Well, how are we controlling asylum seekers in the country?
Yeah.
And then I believed that initially, and then later on found out this guy was born in Wales. Obviously, the mom and dad, first generation immigrants, came in from Rwanda, but was born in Wales in 2000 and whatever, 6 or so. So he is a Welsh man, so to speak.
Well, yeah, by virtue of
the fact that he was born in Wales. This man is not an asylum seeker, and this man is not even Muslim. I'm thinking, what's going on?
Yeah.
This is the story that's been concocted online, and everybody believes it, and everybody is sort of following these riots. So these EDL guys, whatever they did it very well, to be honest. I mean, I will not commend them for doing that, but it was done properly. For the masses to believe that this guy was Muslim and black and asylum seeker, that was huge. That was huge. And I actually think the government, believe it or not, because they are quite young, this government, they've came in July, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they have to deal with the massive riots. That's huge. That's huge to deal with. Yeah. But I think I can commend them for that. I think the police did very well, to the extent that they didn't even bring in the military backup. I was thinking at some point, man, this is going out of proportion here. They might be bringing in military backup, but they did it. So kudos to them. Kudos to them. But that was an appalling act by whoever did it. I don't even want to recall his name because he's irrelevant to me right now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. As you can see, I'm like talking about the whole thing.
It's not something,
just makes me a bit. But with it's quite interesting the way things work when something like this happens. And in the herd mentality, people that have, like I said, pent up feelings or pent up opinions that they cannot express because they cannot openly express. But then when there's an opportunity like this, or when something unfortunate happens, I don't want to call it an opportunity, but to them, it's an opportunity to act on the things
their
that
feelings,
they've been
feeling for a long time.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Majority of them wanted to smash up black people's car.
Yeah,
now they got the opportunity
to do that, and it's unfortunate, but that is the way it works. Especially like you said with social media, the traditional media that's like TV channels and whatnot. They also played a role, but social media is a powerful tool. I think is more powerful.
Man, it's huge. It's huge. I mean, there are, I'm sure even the viewers out there can attest to this. Some of them have actually never listened to mainstream news, so to speak, but they get their news from TikTok.
Yeah.
And they get their news from Facebook and Twitter, or X now, isn't it?
Yeah.
and all of that. So social media 100% played a role in this. Yeah. WhatsApp, believe it or not, they were forwarding messages. I remember, I think 4 or 5 days after into the riots, I was going to work. I got to work and we had actually printed a memo.
Oh.
And put it out there that they were coming into Reading.
Right.
So they sent the message across saying, well, we're going to Reading next. We're going to destroy those Pakistani shops. Thinking, what are you destroying the shops for? These are the same corner shops that you guys go and buy your drinks, buy your vapes,
cigarettes,
the cigarettes and all of that for good deals.
Yeah.
And they're going in there to destroy those shops. I'm thinking, man, what kind of world are we in?
Yeah.
I believe it or not, I parked my car in the garage that day.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get my car damaged, you know what I mean?
You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know who's gonna snap and then start breaking.
And they start to think, man, why is this guy driving this car, man? Go for it. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
It happened. So
yeah. I mean, best stay safe. Better safe than sorry. I think that's what they say.
Yeah, proper misinformation, man.
Speaking of like social media, you mentioned that people get their news on social media. I don't know if you heard the term clip culture. You definitely know what it means, but I'll break it down for you. And I don't know where it comes from. I've heard it somewhere, which is basically what the phenomena where people take a portion of something. I think it denotes the video media. So a portion of a video, which may be like an hour long, and then they may take maybe 30 seconds out of it. And then whoever posts that video can create a narrative around that 30 seconds. So the conversation we're having now, there are certain parts of it that someone could take out and then make a 30-second clip or connect 2 clips. Now it's very easy to do stuff like that with AI. And then put it out there, and then people will say, "Oh, these guys said this or they said that," and then they're espousing, negative values and things like that.
Yeah,
and it's quite alarming how often we see clips on social media. You see a 30-second clip because again, people's attention spans are very short. So you go on social media, you want to consume content quickly. Almost everybody's addicted to scrolling, So you see something, 30 seconds, you see it, they say, so and so is happening here. And then to the average user, you're like, okay, so that's the truth.
That's what's happening.
That's what's happening. So then you're going to form an opinion based on that clip.
Yeah.
But people don't actually do further research, do due diligence, and find out what other information is there about this.
Yeah.
In the days where newspapers were the only
form of information,
you cannot publish a 5-sentence story in the newspaper.
You need to write the whole thing.
You need to fill out at least half a page or something. So then that gave the opportunity for people to delve into the issue, to dig into it and find out what the facts were. But nowadays, social media is serving us with content, relevant content, might I add.
It's amazing, man.
It's crazy.
In as much as it's amazing, it's ridiculous. Because, from what you're saying, there's... I quite remember some time ago, it's time for us to reflect, as always. On Black Star Reflections, we reflect, isn't it?
Exactly. That's the purpose.
There was I overheard a colleague of mine speaking to another colleague. And they were talking about a video that she saw on TikTok that a village somewhere in Indonesia had a river turned into red, like blood.
Okay.
And this is a very spiritual woman speaking. So she's thinking, God is coming. Because the river is being turned to blood, just like it did in the Egyptian days when God was punishing Pharaoh.
Yeah.
And I overheard this, right? And I thought to myself, I can't just sit around thinking this is fine. Yeah, they can talk about it. I want to jump into it.
Yeah.
So I jumped into it. And then I said to her, look, it is social media. Anybody can put any video or information on social media. You don't necessarily need to believe it, right? There are sources in this world in terms of news outlets that you need to go to get a verifiable information. Mm-hmm. There are places, I don't want to be promoting any news outlet, but there are news outlets who would put up a video and say, we cannot confirm this video yet, but we've received this video, but we cannot confirm this is actual facts, right? Yeah. I'll give an example. Yeah, so Sky News put a video when Ukrainian forces entered into Russian territory, into Kursk or whatever it's called, yeah? And then they put a Ukrainian flag there. They could actually get the information to tell that, they were in Russian territory. Yeah. But because the video came from a source where they couldn't confirm, i.e. it didn't come from the government of Ukraine. So they could not confirm it, even though they reported it. On social media, you don't get that filter. You don't get that person going in an extra mile saying, look, I've received this video, I'm propagating it, but I cannot confirm it. Yeah. So it's a slippery slope, if I should say. Yeah. But I would not, viewers, do not take TikTok information or videos from Twitter or videos from Facebook and think this is the truth. Yeah. Do a bit of research. Yeah. Research on it. Yeah. It's definitely going to help you.
I think we're all guilty of it to some extent. Yeah. It may not be as crucial or severe information as like an invasion or, a serious thing. But even the simplest thing, even if it has to do with entertainment or whatever it is, anything you might consider potentially trivial. But you don't know. You're forming opinions based on something that isn't 100%, concrete or potentially 100% concrete. But that is just the nature of social media, and then I think we need to be, like you said, we need to be more conscious about the sources where we're getting our information from, and then how we share that information, because across all social media platforms, sharing information is
it's the fundamental of everything. It's the fundamental. That's what we call trend, isn't it?
Exactly.
The more people share it, the more it trends.
And all it takes is for you to tap on that button and click that button and share it.
Don't just share it.
And then however many followers you have, everyone can see it. And so it only takes how many people to share something to make it trend. So it's very alarming, and that tells you the power of like you said, social media.
It's huge.
Previously, all the power lay in the hands of the traditional media television stations, newspapers, to put out whatever information they wanted to, and these were vehicles for not just good information, but also propaganda. Not to say that they don't do that anymore. They still do it. Different media houses have, some of them have obvious alliances with certain political forces. But social media is an even more powerful tool.
Too much. And it's in the hand of everybody.
Exactly. It's everybody, whether they're educated or whether, they have hateful opinions or whatever it is. Anyone can pick up a phone and create an account. Being.
Basically, now it starts from the age of 10. When your child is 10, you start to be pressured of, oh, mommy, can I get a phone? Oh, daddy, can I get a phone? And these guys go on social media as well, believe it or not. Google is a social media platform that people actually overlook. Because if you have a Google app, not just the Chrome, the Google app, it would ask you things that you are interested in, and it's going to create a thread for you. When you open the Google app, it's going to create a thread of things that, however, I'm not going to debunk them too much, because for them, they are only signposting you to other platforms. Other URLs. So go to News Now. to read Liverpool FC transfer. Obviously, it's rumors, but it can then take you there because that's how they get paid, isn't it? It's a clickbait kind of thing.
Yeah.
So my advice to parents, basically, if your child, it doesn't matter what your child is on. I think for my kids, they're on Android. For the only reason that's the only way I can actually go in there and on Family Link and check what they've been looking at, because she's a 10-year-old. You don't want 10-year-olds going there and getting influenced differently from what you are sort of socializing them into.
Yeah.
I don't want to be doing that. So just a word of advice there for the parents.
Yeah, for the parents.
Misinformation is
aspiring parents. Or,
yeah.
And that brings me to there's the issue of troll farms, which we'll get into. But before I jump into that, do you have an X account, Twitter account? Twitter. X. It's hard for me to say X.
Same I don't know, for some reason it's so difficult to remember the X. You always remember the Twitter first, and then you go, oh yeah, formally.
X, yeah. I don't know. It takes a while for me to get used to it, but they have this. I forget what it's called, but it's like a community notes or something where people can actually fact check posts or things that have been posted.
Yeah.
So if something goes viral, or if somebody or some entity posts content, people can actually fact check it and put a comment and say this thing is actually not what they say it is. And then people can also then contribute to that comment or that annotation and say, yes, I agree with this. According to the facts that this person has laid out, this post actually isn't reflective of what the actual situation is. So I think that's a very good tool, because then it appears as you're scrolling through your timeline, you can see.
Yeah,
and before you form an opinion, or before you click or share whatever it is, you can see that it's obvious for you to see.
It's brilliant, bro. Trust me, it's. I think that came in after Elon, isn't it?
Shouts to Elon.
Shouts to Elon if he's listening, man.
Shouts to Elon.
Want to go on SpaceX at some point?
Yeah.
Not on the Tesla.
No, SpaceX.
That one I can't afford for now, so I want to shout out to you if you want to put me on the SpaceX, man.
Can I be a fanboy for like 30 seconds?
Go for it, man.
I love the guy.
Yeah.
People may or may not agree with his opinions on certain things, political alignment and things like that.
Yeah.
Or even the way, he's gone about certain decisions as far as his companies are concerned.
Yeah.
But you cannot deny the amount of influence this guy's had, or the amount of, just the sheer amount of brilliance this guy has, and the companies he's either created or contributed to, from PayPal, which PayPal, most people have a PayPal account.
People didn't even know he was part of PayPal.
Yes. So for those that don't know, Elon Musk was a co-founder at PayPal, along with Peter Thiel.
Yeah.
And then we have Tesla. He didn't found the company, but he took over the company, and then he's made it what it is.
Yeah.
We have SpaceX.
Man, and then that's huge. That's huge. That's huge.
That's huge.
SpaceX is huge.
It's huge.
Now think about it. I mean, we're going off course a bit, but that's what this whole podcast is about.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Yeah. Let the viewers, for those of you who don't really know about space exploration that much, this guy took space exploration from NASA in terms of where NASA was on top of the food chain. They were going into space and dropping the pod destroyed.
Yeah.
Right? This guy has gone into it, drops the satellite, drops whatever it is to International Space Station, and brings back
the rocket. Model. Yeah.
Man, that's huge.
It's crazy.
I'm sure. I don't even need to say. I'm sure you've seen it.
I've seen the videos.
It is huge.
Yeah.
In terms of reusing the rocket itself, that costs a lot of money.
Costs a lot of money, and
a lot of money.
I'm sure there are environmental implications to crashing rockets and stuff, and it's crazy.
Environmental monetary amount is huge because it costs a lot of money to make.
It's huge, yeah.
And that's why, obviously, you've got this Virgin Galactic costing a lot of money.
Sir Richard Branson,
just to go to the atmosphere and have a view of the world.
A view of what it looks like. Yeah. Shouts to Elon.
Shouts to Elon, definitely. I mean, I know a lot of people say to me. Some people have said to me that, Tesla, I don't like it. I'm a massive fan of Tesla.
Yeah,
I love Tesla. I haven't owned one yet.
Yeah.
I will
in due course. Yeah,
in due course. But I'm a massive fan of it. I feel like I like people who do things differently.
Yeah,
if you come in and you do something entirely different, I look at you like, oh, okay,
yeah,
good stuff. Because that's me. I want to do things differently. So if somebody's doing things differently, I'm thinking, man,
it's commendable.
Man, I have to commend you for it.
Commendable,
so shout outs to Elon once again.
Yeah.
Shouts
to Elon.
But yeah, this Twitter, this attribute that came in with fact checking and all of that came in after he bought the company.
After he took over, yeah.
I think it's huge. I think it's huge. I think it's a good way to sort of filter rumors from facts.
Yeah.
Because not many, you said earlier, not many people go in and do the fact checking after they see the clip video of whatever shot part of whatever thing it is. There is, I'm gonna go back to Ghana for some reason. There is a clip somewhere of ex-president Mahama saying,
shouts to John Mahama, His Excellency.
Shouts to
John Mahama. Yeah.
Yeah, a short clip of him saying Ghanaians are forgetful or something
along those lines. Yeah,
but they took, like you said, it was a little bit of the entire clip of whatever he was saying that they took and they used context. That. It's totally out of context. Trust me, because I did listen to the entire video of that particular radio interview he did, and they took just that little bit. And they say, man, this guy's even telling you guys you're silly.
Yeah.
Why would you want to vote for him?
Yeah.
But enough about Ghanaian politics. But it is.
We're not like.
We are not on that. It's an
claiming
influence, isn't it?
Alliance or any. It's just an example. Yeah.
Yeah. But you guys would probably even be surprised what kind of party I support back home. So I'm not saying this to benefit the man. It's just
as we said, we don't discuss those sorts of things.
Here.
It's
just
to let you know these are issues that are connected to politics and stuff. And true. We cannot avoid them. So where there's an opportunity to discuss, we're gonna discuss. Yeah. But yeah.
So misinformation is a pain.
Yeah,
and it's one of those, like you did mention the troll farms at some point.
We're gonna get into that topic shortly.
Definitely.
Troll farms are a very intriguing topic. So yeah, that's gonna come in a second or two.
Yeah, you did mention about troll farms that we're going to talk about.
Sir. Yeah, I mentioned troll farms.
Do you wanna just give us a glimpse of it before I go into a bit of reflections?
Yes. So basically, what a troll farm is, we know what trolls are. These are individuals on the internet or on social platforms or digital spaces that basically just try to create confusion, try to, push negative narratives regarding certain topics or individuals, and they just basically try to create, unrest, and then, So what I'm trying to say is there's these individuals, trolls, people that do this sort of thing.
Yeah.
A lot of times they hide behind private accounts or accounts that don't have any
wearing a ski mask,
ski mask, or a profile picture or whatever it is, display picture, whatever you call it. Now these guys, think about that individual, now think about an organized group of people like or that. Social media accounts, it doesn't necessarily have to be multiple individuals or 100 people ever. Yeah. It could be one person that is controlling 10 accounts, or it could be 10 people managing 100 accounts.
Yeah.
But the point of it is a troll farm is basically an organized group of social media accounts or social media pages that push
an agenda or
a narrative. And there have been examples of this, with within, the US social media spheres where, their accounts have been, religious accounts posting information or spreading information about political parties, trying to push people to support certain political parties over the other.
Yeah.
I mentioned religion and politics in the US, so you know who or what I'm talking about. But there are people that do.
Yeah, definitely. We know what you're talking about.
Yes. Now,
yeah,
it doesn't only happen in the US. Or these sorts of efforts are not only targeted towards US users. They also happen within just in our own backyard.
Yeah.
In the UK, in Europe, in Africa, it happens Ghana, everywhere.
In Nigeria, happens, yeah.
Because there's an example which was quite shocking when I found out. This is I don't remember what year it was, maybe 2000 and I might be wrong, 17, 18. Whenever it was the general election where our current president got elected, Ghanaian president.
So that would probably be 2017 because the election was in November 2017, and then he was then inaugurated in 2018.
Perfect. So somewhere around that time, and there were other elections happening.
Must have been in 2018. Then inaugurated in 2019 January. Yeah.
So, and usually the election schedules or patterns of countries in Africa align. For most countries, election,
with the US as well,
in December.
Yeah.
So around this time, or somewhere around this time, there were troll farms discovered in Ghana, which were sponsored by, you will be surprised, by Russian forces or some Russian entity. So there's a bunch of people in Ghana, organized group of people.
That's new to me.
Yeah, organized group of people that were in charge of popular social media pages, publishing information, and social media, with the way social media algorithms work and search engine, as you mentioned, Google, is a perfect environment for things like this to thrive. Because what happens is, as you said, you set your preferences, or the algorithm learns your preferences over time, and then it begins to serve you with content that matches that preference.
So that's right.
Pages that you may be recommended. Okay, you can like this page because they talk about your interest, or they talk about this topic.
Yeah.
And then imagine the algorithm doesn't know who is a real account, or which account is being run by a genuine person versus, a troll. So it may recommend you multiple troll accounts, all pushing a similar agenda because you've shown interest in said topic.
For instance, the Ghanaian politics.
Exactly.
Ghanaian politics regime,
by interacting with the post in some regard. You don't have to like it. You just have to view it for a certain number of seconds.
Keep pushing it.
And the algorithm says, oh, so you're interested in whoever it is. Here you go, more content. So it's quite interesting that people or organizations or groups of people in Ghana, in Africa, are being used to push
these kind of agendas.
Not only about African politics or wherever it is,
it happens,
but also about external politics.
I think for some reason I'm starting to believe that this riots was also pushed by troll farms here. Because for the way the information was spreading, and this is information that was not spreading by the mainstream media. Mainstream media doesn't go, oh, we are attacking. They claim they are attacking Reading today, or Oxford today, or Euston today, or Tottenham today. It's the social media. Who pushes this as much as troll farms?
Yeah,
these guys get paid. I mean, speak of Cambridge Analytica.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Cambridge Analytica, yeah.
Speak of Cambridge Analytica.
Do you want to shed some light on what it is? What
even
it was
on Facebook, I think that was 2019 at top of my head. But, man, at that time, they took over hundreds and hundreds of thousands of accounts. Just literally infiltrating in there, getting the information they need, and then working towards the information. Don't forget, social media pays.
Yeah.
How do they get paid? By information, by personal information, by preferences. What do you like?
Yes. Could you actually zero in on that part? Because I feel like people don't really think about the fact that
majority
you don't pay a subscription to use your Facebook or Instagram or
you don't.
So X or whatever. So
how do you think they're getting paid?
How do you think they're getting paid?
How do you think they're getting paid? So I'll give you a typical example. It happened to me, so I'll give it. I'll give it to you guys as a typical example. So there was a time. So everybody who knows me knows I'm a Liverpool fan. I go on Facebook. I've been on Facebook since 2000, since the initiation of Facebook.
You're trying to age yourself here. People
I'm too old, but I've got grey beard now. Look at that.
You're one of those guys that had Facebook in like 2008.
I kid you not. Just when it came on, I signed up. And then, of course, it's interesting to see all these people's photographs and all of that.
Yeah.
So I signed up. And then it says, things you like. I remember vividly. So I searched Liverpool FC.
Yeah.
And I was in Ghana at this time. And then it popped up and I see the logo and I see the players. I'm thinking, I'm part of it. I'm part of the group now. So I liked, I comment, every match we play, I keep going in. And look, there was a time that people that had formed groups towards the same agenda, which is of course football, were messaging me, and I was in Ghana. This is a long time ago.
So these are people.
These are like
in other countries,
different groups.
Got it.
So Liverpool fans group, Liverpool,
got it,
whatever, and then they go, you know, this hooligans, so to speak.
Okay, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, we go in Champions League match in Basel, Switzerland. We're gonna mash the face up if we lose, that kind of stuff, like sort of pushing. And I'm thinking, if I was actually in England at the time and I was going on an away match and I'm reading something like this, how am I going to feel? I'm going to feel like if we lose, we're going to bash their face in.
Yeah. You
know what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
But I wasn't here though. So it didn't affect me in any way. But I thought about it. So I was thinking, okay, so is that what they're going to do if they lose? So I watched that match closely, this particular match. And then I'm thinking, so if we lose this match, this is what's going to happen. Yeah. Obviously, the TVs are not going to show it.
Yeah.
Because when the match ends, 90 minutes, extra time, that's it.
You don't see anything else
aside from the panelist.
Yeah.
What's going to happen behind the scenes?
Yeah.
Because I'm reading this message, I'm psyched. If I was there and I was traveling all the way to Swiss to watch this match and we lose it,
I'm
gonna bat someone's face in. So what you like is what you get. Basically, if you're on TikTok and you go house renovations, I kid you not.
Yeah,
the amount of things that will be showing up on your feed.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's crazy. So in as much as we all enjoy social media, when we put in our interests, let's still do our research. We'll go back to the same point. Misinformation is real.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Let's do a bit of fact checking. Let's make sure this is the right way. and then we stick to that, because otherwise, we will never get there. We will never get there. You will never get there.
On the flip side, the same technology is the way
forward.
The way forward. I mean, in certain regards, as far as any positive information, and so by liking this video and sharing it to friends and family, this is how other people can also find out about our channel, find out what we're talking about, decide if they want to subscribe or not. But if you guys are watching and then you like what we're talking about, you identify with some of the topics, even if you don't, this is an opportunity to learn about something that you may not hear on a frequent basis, or listen to us two guys from Ghana talk about random stuff.
Just regular men from Accra to London.
Regular men, Accra to London,
Yeah.
So like the video, share the video, subscribe.
Yeah. Subscribe if you can. It's a way to push the regime.
Yes.
But at least we are not. We are actually giving you the facts.
Yeah, we're trying our
even
best
though
to
we
give
touch
you,
on a bit of conspiracy and
of course, we try our best to give you to give you the best information, or at least our opinion on the information that we find out, and then you guys can decide what you want to do with that information. So shouts to everyone that's listened to
Happy Days
and watched the first episode that came out, and the second episode as well. Shouts to all of you guys. You guys are the real MVPs.
Yeah, definitely. By the way, I've had a few comments coming in from some friends and family.
Friends and family,
regarding episode 1 not showing on YouTube. We're gonna upload it.
Yes, it will.
It's an audio. It's a podcast.
It's an audio.
It's an audio, but we'll upload that. We'll upload that at some point, and then you guys can listen to that one.
Yeah,
because you've listened to episode 2, and most of you. I mean, the feedback we had was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We like to hear you guys are enjoying yourselves, as we are.
It goes without saying that yes, we enjoy ourselves. We enjoyed ourselves, and we enjoy ourselves when we're having these conversations. However, as we're human. Like, being on camera is not something that's natural for us. So we try our best to sound and to be as authentic as possible when we're on camera. I'd like to say that we're quite very authentic when we're on camera.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing different really.
The only difference is we're mindful of the fact that other people are listening.
Yeah.
So there may be certain moments where we're like, we trip a little bit, but that's what the feedback is for. When you guys send us the messages and give us the your opinions and stuff, it goes a long way.
It goes a long way. It goes a long way. I mean, before we jumped into this this bit where we're actually giving shout outs to all the viewers. We love you all. We love you all. You talking about troll farms and all of that. I did read somewhere about the SAHAL Alliance. I'm sure you've heard about it.
Yes,
you have. Yeah.
I have. I have heard
definitely,
about it.
Definitely. I know. I know you probably have. I mean, the SAHAL Alliance, man. I read a little bit about it, and I watched a few videos. This is not the clickbait videos. This entire video.
I
consumed the content the way we like to reflect on.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, man, that's a huge movement right there, isn't it? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a move in the right direction. For those of you that don't know what it is, SAHAL Alliance is, think of national alliances or regional alliances where multiple countries come together. So you have the European Union, you have ECOWAS, which is the Economic Community of West African States, the African Union. So these are different bodies.
NATO,
it's
huge, but
exactly. Yeah, so these are all different bodies that constitute, different countries that come together, for a specific purpose. And the SAHAL Alliance is, an alliance that's been formed by countries in the Sahel region of Africa, sub-Saharan Africa. So countries such as
Burkina
Faso, etc.
Yeah, the francophone most of them. I think they're all francophone countries.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting to see alliances form, outside of the traditional norm. These are states that have had certain things happen recently. With
they have branched out of ECOWAS. They've
branched out of ECOWAS, which is like the African equivalent or West African equivalent of the European Union.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. When I learnt about them, I thought, well, what a bold step to take.
Yeah,
because in the past couple of years, they've had lots of coup d'etat happening.
Yeah.
In Burkina Faso, in Niger, and I'm thinking, purposefully, there should be a reason for them to jump into this alliance.
Yeah.
Are they seeing something that others are not? Mind you, these are all francophone countries.
Yeah, aka countries that were colonized by France or Belgium or some French-speaking Western power.
Exactly. And then they come together thinking, okay, we're going to come together to promote the level of neocolonialism that's happening in our countries. The influence that these Westerners, especially those who colonized us, are having upon us.
Yeah, so to create that awareness
and to stop it entirely.
Yeah.
Because they mean business. Because these are all coup d'etats coming in from their military regimes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, could there be, because I read somewhere, I don't know if I do remember, we were going to put it on the screens, but I'll find it. I'm sure I'll find it. That there has been influence coming in from Russia. And obviously, all of this resistance from the people was pushed by Russia. I'm thinking big picture here.
Tell me.
We all know why Vladimir claims he's invading Ukraine.
Shouts to Vlad.
I'm sure he's not going to listen. Shouts to him.
Shouts to Big Vlad.
He's probably dealing with something huge at this point in time. So we all know what he says he's invaded Russia, Ukraine for. Jews. Sorry about that. He says Nazis are still in Ukraine, and he's trying to push them out.
Interesting.
Is that the reason?
There's another thing that I've heard, which I can mention at a later point.
Before you do, I'm looking at Russia geographically, and Russia is sat up there with countries like Lithuania, Ukraine, Estonia. There's this other country that joined NATO recently. I don't quite recall. So Poland, they're all in the area.
In the same region,
and these countries have all joined NATO. And I think from top of my head, Ukraine was just about to.
I think so.
And it's thinking, man, so if NATO is come in, you're going to place your forces here then, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm going to take you from there then I can have the area and be in between. Personally, the man is thinking tactically. However, why is there Russian influence in all these coup d'etats that are happening in Africa?
Yeah, who knows? Huge. But I think there's in terms of political ideology and alignments, obviously there's geopolitical alignments and ideology. There's a Western side of things where you have the US, the UK, blah blah blah, European countries, Western European countries, and then you have the East. So you have the likes of China, Russia,
North Korea,
North Korea, Shasta, Kim. And then,
for some reason, I knew you were going to say that. But I was looking at you thinking, when I say North Korea, this guy's going to say shouts to Big Kim. Because you always call him Big Kim anyway. Big Kim. Yeah.
But yeah, so there's different schools of thoughts, there's different ideologies. And I think that some of these countries in Africa who have been pillaged and used by Western countries that are, we all know. I mean, some of you may not know, but we can delve into this in a different episode. But Africa is laden with natural resources.
Yeah.
Pretty much anything you can think about that drives the technological evolution, all the phones that you guys are using, your food, chocolates, everything. We'll go deep into it in other episodes. But so there seems to be this realization or this awakening that's happening in Africa where countries, populations, people are beginning to realize that, why are we struggling when we have all of these resources? And then
definitely that's an episode on its own. I do not understand as well. So there's an episode where we need to literally dive into
and break it down.
Literally.
Now there's a saying, the enemy of my enemy is what?
Is my friend.
Is my friend.
It's my friend, definitely, bro.
So I think this is one of the cases we're looking at where Russia and China and some of the the Eastern powers are aligning with African countries or African forces that also have a certain distaste for Western European or
influence,
Western influence. And then there's some kind of collaboration happening. So I think that is where that comes from.
I think I can agree with that because you have this same gentleman who says who's trying to align with Africa so much that I don't know, it could be factual. I saw a post somewhere where he was showing a picture of Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah,
that said Jesus Christ is black. I mean, happy days. It could be. It could be. But I know he aligns so much with the Africans in the sense that those entities that are pushing neo-colonialism so much, they are aligning with them. So they are thinking, look, it's true. These Western guys are influencing you so much. We're going to support you with this. What do you need? What do you need? What do you need? Blah, blah, blah. And they push it to them. And this is how all these coup d'etats are happening. However, SAHAL Alliance, man, I think they're doing well. From what I've read, anything to ensure that you are in charge of your country, you are making decisions for your country, and there's no sort of external influence that is being pushed or coerced upon your country. Happy days.
Yeah, or even at least
happy days.
Even if there are decisions being made on a global scale or a continental scale, at the very minimum, that those decisions are benefiting you and your country
100%
to the maximum or to a reasonable amount.
If it's on a worldwide scale.
If it's on So I think, in that regard, happy days, as you said.
Yeah. Definitely.
So it's interesting. And this has been happening, this sort of thing has been happening over the past few years. So we'll see how it goes with this new alliance that's been formed.
I wish them well.
Yeah, we wish them well.
Yeah.
And it's interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
But as always, Cyril, I mean, it's a pleasure to sit down. I know we do sit down many a times off camera, but it's a pleasure to sit down in front of these cameras and the lights, and then share our ideas and our thoughts with the public. For the viewers out there, like, subscribe, and share. It's vital.
Comment as well.
Comment. We want to know your thoughts and all of that, as Cyril said. And then on that note, don't miss the next episode because
not miss the next one.
It's huge.
Some good stuff. Good stuff
it's
coming.
Huge.
Some potential conspiracy theories and 100%. Stuff. But, we don't shy away from certain topics. So look out for the episode. Yeah,
definitely. All right, bro. Have a good one.
Bro. Good one. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.